There's a very unique movement in the work we do. It is a movement of transformation, and that happens when we give this person this chair. And you put them in the wheelchair the first time, and suddenly this future opens. And they can start to think about, gee, maybe I could get to school, maybe I could get a job, maybe I could visit some friends who used to visit me, but they're not coming anymore. And then they get outside and they see people seeing them eye to eye. This is just such a powerful thing, and this is what we do. This is what we want to do and keep doing. This is that transformational movement of giving someone a chair. And now, in the midst of a worldwide pandemic, while things have been really tough here in the United States, they've been devastating in developing countries that we serve. In times like these, people living with disabilities are often the hardest hit in terms of getting food and supplies, receiving medical care, and so on. Thankfully, not only have our wheelchairs been lifesavers during this pandemic, helping people to get medical care, but for years now, we have been providing things like masks, gloves, mobility aids, and other medical supplies. All these things have been so critical to the caregivers serving these communities, especially during disasters and emergencies.
My education allowed me to look at problems differently than a lot of people do when they develop a new concept, new product. And that was really what motivated me to start this whole thing in the beginning. We need a more efficient, effective solution to a problem that's huge.
We like to think holistically about our mission, and it starts from the engineering of the wheelchair, and it goes all the way to the emotional well-being of the recipient, the joy it brings to the family and to the community. It goes to the point of making the world a better place. This extraordinary ripple effect that we see, how this gift has not only transformed the person's life who got the chair, but the family members, the caregivers, the whole community. Maybe now the mother can go and get a job because she doesn't need to stay home and take care of her child all day. Right now, more than ever, those living with disabilities in developing countries urgently need our support. With your help, we can change lives, one person at a time. Together, we can provide the transforming gift of mobility. Together, we can make this world a better place.
Hey kid, do you know where Miracle Mobility is? Oh. Hello?
Hey David, I'm so excited for our webcast tonight. I just got here.
The webcast is going to be fantastic, Nuka. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you know, it's such a bummer we couldn't have done at Sagerstrom Concert Hall. You know, I bet you that place is empty.
You know, I wouldn't know, Nuka, but, you know, I'm kind of in a hurry right now. Can I call you back later? I'll see you soon, actually.
Okay. Where is he?
Live from Irvine, California, it's the 17th annual Miracle of Mobility. Presented by Advisors Mortgage Group, LLC. And joined by transformation sponsors, Loan Depot, the McDonald family in memory of Jim McDonald, along with Freedom sponsors, the Hummelberg family, Annie and Felix Lynn, the Morris Family Foundation, Open Door Packaging, Diamond Hill Capital Management, and the following independent sponsors. Hope sponsors. And Dignity sponsors. Featuring special guests, Free Wheelchair Mission President and Founder, Don Schoendorfer. ESPN personality and disabilities advocate, Victoria Arlen. Super Bowl MVP quarterback, Nick Foles. With musical performances by multi-platinum Grammy-nominated Jackie Velasquez. 4-time Grammy Award-winning For King and Country. And other inspiring stories and special guests from around the world. And now, from Free Wheelchair Mission headquarters in Irvine, California, your evening co-host, event co-chair David Hummelberg, and Free Wheelchair Mission CEO Nuka Solomon.
Good evening. Yes, we are here live, and I made it.
Yes, live and unedited. This is going to be an adventure, David. I'm really glad to be co-hosting with you here at Free Wheelchair Mission headquarters here in Irvine, California. You know, this is certainly not where we thought we would be tonight.
It is not. No, it isn't. We plan on being at Segerstrom Concert Hall with all of you in person.
Never when we began planning this event could we have imagined the worldwide pandemic and other challenges that we would all be facing together. And while we here in the United States have experienced incredible difficulties for those with disabilities in underserved parts of the world, it has been unimaginable with COVID-19. But because of you, we can continue to provide wheelchairs to those who are the most vulnerable and discriminated against. So we thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yes, thank you. And for those of you who are new to Free Wheelchair Mission, an extra special welcome. We're so excited to share how we provide the gift of mobility to those living with disabilities in the developing world. Walking is something we usually just take for granted, but there are 75 million people in the world who don't take that for granted. They cannot walk, they cannot afford a wheelchair, and often are shunned and misunderstood. You'll hear more about this throughout the evening, but in a nutshell, we have a solution. Free Wheelchair Mission is leading a transformational movement to lift people off of the ground by designing, manufacturing, and distributing free wheelchairs to anyone in need around the world. That's how I think about it, is just for $80, you can change someone's life by providing a gift that is practical, tangible, and enduring. It makes a recipient's life better for years to come. And because of the generosity of our sponsors tonight, we have covered the entire cost of this webcast. So all of your donations will go directly to lifting millions more off of the ground.
That's right, David. We at Free Wheelchair Mission have distributed more than 1.2 million wheelchairs and have some great stories and updates to share on that front tonight. So over the next hour, we have about 20 fast-paced segments featuring recipients, partners, special guests, and musical entertainment. David, thanks to you and our event co-chair Felix Lin and the entire event committee for leading the charge on this new format tonight. It's going to be lots of fun.
It is.
And I think we have the entire committee watching via Zoom tonight. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Mission staff for orchestrating this entire event. You know, one of the silver linings of this virtual format is that it has allowed us to connect with more friends around the world than we ever could in person. This is truly a global gathering with thousands joining us tonight, right now. We have some of you watching via Zoom. Hey, everybody.
Hi.
I also see with us Free Wheelchair Mission founder Don Schoendorfer. Don's at home, where almost 20 years ago he constructed the very first wheelchair. Hi, Don.
Hello, David. And thank you and help and hi to everyone who's watching us all around the world.
I'm in my headquarters, the first headquarters from Free Wheelchair Mission in Santa Ana, California, my home. But I am so excited tonight because this is such a privilege. This is our very first international Miracle of Mobility event. And we're opening up to so many people, new people all around the world. And it's just so exciting. Tonight, my crew is going to make you laugh. They're going to make you cry. They're going to make you smile. And they're going to do everything in between. But it's all for fun. It's all to help people around the world who are probably praying for us right now. So take it away, David.
Excellent, Don. Thank you very much. We're glad we were also able to film Don at our test lab on the other side of this building, actually, a few weeks ago when the office was open. So we'll be able to hear directly from him on the beginning of Free Wheelchair Mission and what he's currently up to. And we want to stay connected with all of you well beyond this webcast. So please connect with us on the social media channels listed on your screen right now and through our website.
Also, we would love for you to take advantage of our virtual photo booth. We did it earlier and it was so much fun.
It was.
All you have to do is text a fun photo of yourself to 858-299-2444. And you will get a text back with instructions and a fun background. You know, we have so much to be excited about, so much. The biggest being that this is our largest fundraiser of the year. And we have Jim Franklin here tonight to keep us on track of our fundraising progress. Jim is our former board chairman, and he and his wife Inez are longtime advocates for us. Jim usually serves as our event auctioneer and sometimes comic relief. But while we don't have a formal auction tonight, we do have plenty of opportunities for you to participate in our mission. Jim, tell us how.
Thank you, Nuka. By the way, is my hair okay?
No.
Okay. Hey, guys. Good afternoon. Let me share with you a little bit about what we're doing tonight. Our goal right now, as you can see on this graph, is 18,750 wheelchairs, and that's equivalent to about $1.5 million. Now, prior to tonight's event, staff has been working feverishly to really kick this off, and they have successfully raised already about $950,000 or 11,809 wheelchairs. Now, I got some really great news for us tonight, and that is, with the help of a few families, there is a matching going on for the next 60 minutes while this event is going on live. That's just this next 60 minutes. And that means for every dollar that is given during this event, there will be another dollar matched by these generous families that have stepped up to $230,000. So the first $230,000 will be matched dollar for dollar. So please be generous. There's a couple ways to give. You see that there's a number, that's a banner that should be on the screen above my head. There's also the web address, which is www.freewheelchairmission.org. Either way you can give by making a phone call or what have you. And it's very important that the commitment comes in the next 60 minutes so we can take advantage of this matching opportunity. And even if you don't have the funds right now, you can talk with the person on the phone and set up a way in which there could be payment plan of one payment a month for 12 months or what have you, so that you can stretch and be as generous as you possibly can, make that commitment and help us out. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to you, Nuka.
Thanks, Jim. And now I'm so happy to introduce a very special guest, Victoria Arlen. She is an ESPN on-air personality, Paralympian, author, and disability advocate. She was our special guest at last year's event, and she lit up the room. She has been in New Hampshire during this pandemic, and we're so blessed to connect with her again. Here's Victoria.
Thank you so much for your incredibly kind words, and thank you everyone for tuning in. It is crazy to think that just a year ago I was with most of you all in Southern California, but obviously given the current situation, I hope everyone is staying safe, staying healthy, and look, we still get to come together, and that is a pretty remarkable thing. Last year, I was so incredibly honored to have the opportunity to share my story with most of you. And as some of you may know, I spent 10 years in a wheelchair. So I firsthand know what that miracle of mobility really is, which is why it's something I truly believe in, and which is why we are all here, is to be able to continue to grant that gift and that miracle of mobility to so many that need it most. When I was 11 years old, I developed two incredibly rare neurological conditions that literally shut my entire body down, and I was left literally locked inside my own body for 4 years. And in those 4 years, I saw firsthand my family championing for my recovery and for hope that things could get better. And in the midst of all of that, I really decided to focus on things I had to be grateful for, and the fact that my story didn't end in defeat. And it was a long journey back, but here I am today, and I'm so incredibly thankful. I was incredibly fortunate enough to have a wheelchair and be able to get from point A to point B and have my family do the same with me as well. And quite honestly, I could not have imagined life without one. I mean, it was my legs. It's what got me from where I needed to go. And as a family, we often think about, what if we didn't have the means to be able to have a wheelchair? How different our lives would be, and how I would be stuck in a hospital bed. I would be stuck at home. And so I'm incredibly thankful for those wheels and for the fact that it was able to put me on a path. Even though I'm not in a wheelchair now, it put me on a path back to living. We're incredibly blessed to be in a country that has healthcare and access to wheelchair and mobility devices. And for many in third world countries, that is not a reality. And so the work that Free Wheelchair Mission does is give the gift of mobility, give that freedom back to people who have had it taken away. And it's really an incredible thing to have. I think there's about 93 countries in which Free Wheelchair Mission is involved in giving that gift of mobility. And there's still more work to be done. And so with your help and your support, we can continue to give the gift of mobility to those who need it most. I was recently touched by a story of a mother and son duo in Kenya, and it really resonated with me on my family and how they championed for me and have helped me. So check out this video.
The view from the ground is quite different from the sky. Most people in my village don't think about it, but I do. My name is Kelvin, and I am 14 years old. Until 1 year ago, I could not see past the dirt and rubble. The grass just before my eyes was the outermost part of my world. There were sometimes snakes, scorpions and insects, and always dust. My mom helped me to sit up sometimes and see the beautiful sky. For my whole life, she has carried me on her back every day. It became harder as I grew bigger. She also takes care of my brother and sister all by herself. She has always made me feel like I'm a blessing, even when it was hard for her to find a job because of me. When she got work in the fields with other farmers, she would carry me there with her to protect me. She didn't feel it was safe to leave me home alone. When we received the wheelchair, it changed everything. I could move around easier and my mother didn't have to carry me. Having the wheelchair made me able to see others around me face to face. Now I can see the sky.
Hey, I'm Jackie Velasquez. This is my husband, Mr. Nick Gonzalez from the band Salvador. So we are so happy to be here with you tonight. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of this event. And just so you know, you're actually in our kids' playroom, but we found one clean wall. So welcome to Franklin, Tennessee. Welcome to our house. Disabilities come in all different shapes and sizes, and some you can see, some you can't. Our son is autistic, so he's disabled in a different way, but it's not something you can see. But tonight, we're able to be the hands and feet of Jesus, to give people the hope, to give people mobility, because once again, thank you for being a part of something like this, where you're changing lives and you're bringing hope. But more than bringing hope, you're reminding people that they are not forgotten, especially at a time where our world looks pretty bizarre. I think more than ever, we need to be reminded. We need to remind others that they are not forgotten and there's hope. So thank you for partnering with Free Wheelchair Mission and with us tonight. I hope you've enjoyed your evening. So we're going to sing a song. It is actually called Trust You, which I co-wrote with some writers after we found out the diagnosis of my son, Zealand, and his autism. So there's had to be quite a bit of trusting going on that is required in raising, in kind of the fears of the unknown. But God is so good and so faithful that he just constantly shows up and reminds us that he is walking with us and we don't have to be fearful. So we can trust him. It's called Trust You.
Traveler at a fork in the road, which way I'm headed, my heart only knows. And I believe you speak to me, and I trust you. When I read your words, they live off the page, tattooed on my soul, the ink is my faith. No fear, no doubt, you drown it out, and I trust you. When there are storms, you make me stronger. When I am drowning, you walk on water. I know you're by my side, and I trust you. When my body's shaking, my feet won't be broken. You lift me up, my heart is wide open. I know you're by my side, and I trust you. Stars and colored me in, and you're all the music that I wanna sing. When I need truth, I come to you, 'cause I trust you. When there are storms, you make me stronger. When I am drowning, you walk on water. I know you're by my side, and I trust you. When my body's shaking, my faith won't be broken. You lift me up, my heart is wide open. I know you're by my side, and I trust you. When I read your words, they leap off the page. Tattooed on my soul, ink is my faith. When there are storms, you make me stronger. When I am drowning, you walk on water. I know you're by my side, and I trust you. When my body's shaking, my feet won't be broken. You lift me up, my heart is wide open. Know you're by my side, and I trust you. Yeah, I trust you. Ooh, I trust you.
Thanks to Victoria, Arlen, Jackie Velasquez, and Nick Gonzalez for being such a special part of our event tonight. We always say a wheelchair not only transforms a recipient's life, but that of their entire family. And we saw that so clearly with Kelvin and Ann's story in Kenya. It touches me so deeply every time I see it. Coming up in this next segment, we'll hear from founder Don Schoendorfer about what inspired him to start Free Wheelchair Mission.
But first, I think it would be fun to check in with a few of our viewers tonight. Close to home here in Irvine, California, we have some of our committee members together at Hangar 24 restaurant, safely outside.
Yes.
Hi, John and Mitch. How are you doing?
Hey, Hangar 24 in Orange County, perfectly socially distanced, having a wonderful time in community in the sunshine.
We're so excited to be a part of Free Wheelchair Mission and this event, and that our friends and family get to enjoy this wonderful event, just having dinner together. Because one of the things that we've realized throughout this season that's just so unique that we're in is that fun is very, very important, and it could be considered essential, but also mobility is essential. And so we're really excited about gathering together about this aspect of mobility here tonight and getting excited for this. Thanks so much for having us. Back to you, Nuka and Dave.
That is great, guys. Thanks very much, and have fun. And the burger and fries for the entire place are on Jim. And now we're going to go to Indianapolis, Indiana, to Ashley Caveda. Ashley does a great job of raising awareness for our mission. Hi, Ashley. Thanks for joining us tonight, and tell us how you are involved with Free Wheelchair Mission.
Hi, yeah, thank you so much for letting me celebrate with you guys tonight. Because it's a virtual event, I actually have my group of friends here, and we've got a little watch party going on. We've got some Miracle of Mobility mojitos, and we're really excited to be here. I'm especially excited because this is a really personal mission for me. I am a person who has been in a wheelchair since I was 6 years old, and so I truly understand the value and importance of having mobility. I think sometimes there are people who think that wheelchairs are sort of a negative thing. They can think that they're sort of sad, but I love my wheelchair. You know, it gives me freedom and it empowers me. So everyone deserves to have that freedom of mobility in their life. So thank you to everyone who is here tonight. And every gift that you make truly does change someone's life and gives them that same freedom of mobility that I've been able to enjoy my whole life. So thank you.
That is great, Ashley. We love that, and thank you so very much. You really do have a very personal understanding of our mission. Thanks so much. Enjoy the mojitos and have a great night. It is so great seeing all the faces on the screens here, and especially the younger faces watching tonight. We really want to inspire the next generation to join our mission. I know my event coach here, Felix Lynn, is passionate about that as well, and has done a great job of engaging so many young friends with Free Wheelchair Mission. Felix was in the office a little earlier to share this message with you. Check it out.
It's great having everyone join this year's Miracle of Mobility live event. I'm honored to share my heart for Free Wheelchair Mission with all of you watching tonight. This organization answered a call to my life to serve those who are oftentimes marginalized, unseen, and forgotten. God literally unleashed a chain of events with friends that kept pointing me to Free Wheelchair Mission. I was searching on YouTube for some things, and I came across a Free Wheelchair Mission video, and this was just a simple video that showed a distribution event. There's a man who had to crawl to that event, only to arrive late and find out that all the wheelchairs had been given away. The look of hopelessness in his eyes still is with me today. I couldn't let that happen again. So shortly after seeing that video, I reached out to my friends, my business networks, and shared that story. I was overwhelmed with how they mobilize with support. We've been doing this for a few years now, and the latest count is that my friends and the business networks, we've changed over 7,000 lives to date, and that's just a great thing. For all those that are watching tonight, thank you for joining me in helping lift people out of the dirt. It means so much to my family, it means so much to Free Wheelchair Mission, and most importantly, it means so much to the people that we will lift off the ground. My great hope for the future is that the next generation rises up and is empowered to continue to make a difference in the world.
Thanks to Felix. He turned one heartbreaking story into more than 7,000 lives being given the gift of mobility. How about that, Jim?
Boy, that is something. That really is. Hey, and where's my mojito? You know, come on. There's, yeah, I need a mojito right now. Really, I could.
You need to earn it.
Okay, give me a moment. Hey, speaking of earning it, we just had a phone call. This is a call out to John O'Neill and Mitch Hughes, and I understand they're in Hangar 24 with Matt Alexander, Jeremy Mosier, and Ben Cook. So I want you guys to know that there is this guy that called in, and he said you would know who it is. He said his nickname is Fluffy. I don't know who that is, but the gals told me it says Fluffy said that for every dollar these tightwads give in the next 30 minutes, I'm going to match it dollar for dollar, wheelchair for wheelchair. Tell them not to be a wuss. Okay, anyways, we are going to share with you where we are right now. We were at 11,809 starting out, and now I just found out that they're not ready to show you, so now I got to tell you a couple other things I got going while we're waiting. Okay, before I get to that, let me tell you about a couple stories here. There's a second grader named Reagan in Boise, Idaho, that we found out is making jewelry and putting the money together to put towards this event. And her goal is to raise the money for 1,000 chairs. Not $1,000, 1,000 chairs. Then there's a group of OC women that used to historically get together in order to help us put together the event. Well, they're also raising funds, and they've got together, and they're raising the funds for 1,000 wheelchairs as well for this event. Isn't that phenomenal? Do we have those numbers yet there, by the way? Are we okay?
We're going to show them how to give, Jim.
We are going to show them how to give. Okay. So here again, how are you going to give? We have a banner above my head here, or either over my face or something that has the phone number. We have the web address that you can give by going online. And remember, make the commitment in the next 30 minutes because it's being matched dollar for dollar. Unless you are the group of the guys over there at Hangar 24, in which it's going to be double matched. So let me tell you where we are right now. A little bit of a mini drum roll. We were 11,008 before, 11,800 lives, and now we are up to 12,800. So out of the 2,875 wheelchairs, that was our goal for this 60-minute segment that we're halfway through, we have raised 1,000 chairs of that 2,875 match commitment that we have. So we've gone a significant distance. We have a ways to go. In order to hit our goal for this night, we still have about 1,900 wheelchairs to go. And for our goal to get through this event that will go on for a few more days after the next 30 minutes, our goal, of course, is 18,750 wheelchairs. By the way, just for dollars, this represents about $1,020,000, and our goal here is $1.5 million. So with that, I'm going to throw this back to Nuka.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm just throwing it to David.
I'll take that one.
See, this is why we didn't give you the mojito.
Exactly right. He's got to earn it some more. So thank you, Jim. Great news, great progress, and thanks to all of you, sincerely. We'll check back in with you one more time at the end of the show, Jim, to see how we're doing. In 60 seconds, we're going to hear from Free Wheelchair Mission founder Don Schoendorfer in our test lab. But before that, I want to again thank our presenting sponsor, Advisors Mortgage, for making this evening possible and to share with us the impact a wheelchair has on a recipient's life. It's a lot more than you think.
Hi, my name is Perla Paget, and I'm joined by Adam and Abby. We are here tonight representing Advisors Mortgage Group. We are so honored to be part of this evening. In 2013, I was approached to donate a single wheelchair. Since then, our involvement has grown into a long-term relationship.
Initially, we were drawn to the Free Wheelchair Mission because of their values, purpose, and global impact. We quickly decided as a team that we wanted to do more, and we wanted to be part of the solution. We realized that our contributions help our recipients in more ways than just one. Our wheelchairs are providing
independence,
health,
education,
employment,
emotional health,
dignity, hope.
We here at Advisors Mortgage Group, along with over 1 million wheelchair recipients and their families, are grateful to Free Wheelchair Mission's founder, Don Schoendorfer. Don started this journey after seeing one person's need for mobility. At the time, he was a gifted biomedical engineer, but felt he was being called to use his talents to develop a solution for people dealing with limited mobility around the world. Thank you, Don, and thank you to everyone here tonight for your generous support.
You know, one of the most amazing things about Free Wheelchair Mission that I've noticed from the very beginning is how God has just brought the right people, the right organizations to us at the right time with the right resources. And we don't know how this COVID-19 virus is going to play out. We don't know what it's going to look like, but we do know one thing. It's focused our attention on our mission, because the people, even more than they do before this virus, need wheelchairs. Well, this is our first wheelchair. It was built in my garage in Santa Ana, California. It happened after a stark reality I've met 20 years ago on a trip to Morocco with my wife. It was a vacation. And in the middle of this dirt road we were on in a little city, a woman crawls using her fingers, digging her fingers into the ground to drag herself across the road. What do you do about that? But then you look around and there's people just stepping over her and ignoring her and discarding her like she doesn't exist. And all she wanted to do was get across the dirt road. Well, it took me 20 years of thinking and a lot of other things in my way, but then I realized what she needed was a wheelchair. So I went and got the parts, the bicycle wheels, the white resin lawn chair. I designed one. Then I designed another. And then I designed another. And I'm taking time and I'm not getting it straight. And all of a sudden, it's almost like God said, okay, let me take over because you're not going to get it. Let me help you. I was thinking I'm going to have to make hundreds of chairs and do hundreds of tests before I could show this was a good concept, but it had merit. I had a lot of resistance to people I talked to about this idea. And God made it simple. He said, just make 100 and take a few of them on a mission trip. So we went to Chennai. The very first wheelchair we gave away, I saw a family's life literally change in front of my eyes in a matter of seconds. And we had all the merit we needed. We didn't need to prove anything else. It was safe. It was effective. The family was using the chair. It changed their life. I mean, what more do you need to do that than that? What more merit do you need? So that was enough for me to come back and say, okay, God, what do you want me to do next? So here we are 19 years later, and we've given out almost 1.2 million wheelchairs in over 93 countries around the world. People continue to ask me, well, what's on your mind? What's your biggest issue now? And I had to tell them, it's the same issue I had on my mind in 2001. These wheelchairs have to last. Since we control and manufacture our own wheelchairs, we can do a lot of testing, and we have. And behind me is probably our most important instrument for testing wheelchairs. It's called the test track. We actually have a name for it. It's called Lotus. And we can put these wheelchairs on this test track and have it run for 24/7 until something breaks. And then we can do a lot of engineering analysis and decide why it broke and figure out what to do about it. God's love has been with us these past 19 years. It's so clear. But it's more than just giving away wheelchairs. It's more than just having the family realize they're getting a wheelchair. The community is starting to catch on. When our partners go out and give away wheelchairs, people come outside. And the neighbors see people, and sometimes they go for a little, maybe someone pushes them and they go for a ride, and strangers see them and didn't know there was a disabled person living in that. Wait a minute, that's my mother. Aren't you proud of her for being outside? And, that's my kid. I get to see him play soccer for the first time. And the community starts to become alive because of the wheelchairs that are being given out. Every time we give away a wheelchair, we're making the world a better place. And I have to tell you, you're the ones that help us do this.
we wouldn't be able to do it without your support. Thank you.
We can't do it without your support. That says it all. Thank you, Don. You are an amazing man. And like Don said, thanks to all of you for watching, for donating, for lifting more people into a brighter future. Well, Nuka, we're headed into our final segment. In a bit, we'll hear from Nick Foles, on one of our very creative ambassadors, and also from a group in Idaho, another very creative ambassador group. We're also looking forward to our wrap-up performance by the musical group for King and Country. But first, we wanted to check in with one of our 50 distribution partners. They are on the front lines and are working hard, especially during these COVID challenges, to get wheelchairs to those in need.
Yes, the reality is that there are an estimated 75 million more people, yes, 75 million worldwide, in need of mobility aids. We are grateful for our distribution partners around the globe who get our wheelchairs to those in need. They have been the boots on the ground in those 93 countries. They help to meet our wheelchair shipments at ports, they assemble the wheelchairs, and they make sure they're delivered free and fitted to the recipient.
Our distribution partners are an essential part of our mission. And they have really stepped up during the COVID crisis to distribute not only wheelchairs, but critical medical supplies as well. Many countries are really being hit hard right now, even to the point that food is in short supply. Free Wheelchair Mission's regional coordinator in Guatemala, Ilse Caballeros, recently talked with our partner there via Zoom to learn about how they are still distributing wheelchairs in this environment. Here's Ilse.
Hello, everyone watching tonight. I'm so happy to introduce to you to Linda McCarthy and Josue Greenman. They are members of Faith and Practice, one of our partners here in Guatemala. But we would like to know how you guys are doing and how are your mobility clinics doing?
Guatemala is always faced with extraordinary challenges and has met them with great faith and commitments and trust, and we are seeing that now. However, there are many restrictions. It's very difficult to do what we would normally do because we're trying to keep our patients safe, we're trying to keep the staff safe, and we're trying to help the government do what it can to restrict the spread of this terrible virus. What's really interesting is it's highlighting how important the work we're doing and all you are doing is. And I'd love to hand it over to Josue, who's going to tell you a little bit about how we're managing that right now under these difficult circumstances.
As you mentioned, things have changed drastically here in Guatemala and throughout the world. And we've had to modify the way that we generally work in order to keep serving our patients through our mobility clinics. Generally, when we do our clinics, we invite whole communities to come. Bus loads of people will arrive at a time. But now, in order to limit interaction between patients who might be positive, we now only schedule one patient per hour. When patients arrive, we take their temperature, we provide them with hand sanitizer, we disinfect their shoes, and we also provide them with fresh face masks. After being seen by our medical provider, they then are directed to our physical therapy fitting area, where our physical therapist and assistant are wearing disposable gowns, fresh gloves between each patient, face masks, as well as face shields. So after fitting the wheelchair to the patient, and after they receive the training on how to appropriately use the wheelchairs when they go home, we disinfect everything and we wait for the next patient and their family member to arrive.
Faith and Practice is more than committed than ever before not to abandon our patients. And this work is more important than it ever has been. And that has been very viscerally apparent to me because I had the privilege of speaking with a patient and his son, Giovanni. And Giovanni is about in his early 30s. His father had a stroke 5 years ago at the age of 55. He's now 60 years old. So he's been living with his son, who's under great pressure to manage his entire family, as well as his incapacitated father, who's a very young man himself. and has never had a wheelchair. So when we are there praying together, and I finish my prayer, Giovanni takes over and he continues to pray with a great fervor and a great passion, greater than what we normally see, which is quite intense. And yet he started to weep. He started to openly weep, thanking God, asking for God's mercy, for blessings upon us, for the people that provide the wheelchairs. And his father started to cry. And it just really struck me that it's been a struggle for us. We have so much that we want to do. And right now we're limited what we want to do. But the impact of the one chair is so deep and so profound and so important that I have to let that go. We have to let that go and know that if we continue, even in these small ways, we will be stronger than before so that we can go back. When we can go back, we'll be able to do even more than we ever could have done before this terrible thing happened to all of us. So thank you all for being on this webcast so that together we might respond to this calling that has been entrusted to our care.
Thank you, Linda and Josue. And for all of everyone serving. And we know that the impact that you guys are doing is huge. So thank you.
Wow, they are really making an impact and getting wheelchairs out. And that is why we are all here tonight, to allow people like Ilse, Josue, and Linda to continue to provide hope and a way out of the isolation of disability.
David, I want to especially thank a devoted group of volunteers who consistently step up to support Free Wheelchair Mission throughout the year. They are Free Wheelchair Mission ambassadors. This is a group of volunteers who are devoted to raising awareness and funds for Free Wheelchair Mission. The stories of why and how they serve are really encouraging. Tonight, we have two ambassadors that we want you to meet, both with a football connection. Our first is Nick Foles. In 2018, Nick led the Philadelphia Eagles to a Super Bowl win and was awarded the MVP. He recently joined the Chicago Bears, and we were able to catch up with him for his thoughts on faith, fatherhood, Free Wheelchair Mission, and of course, football.
My faith in Christ surrounds every single thing I do. So it's not like I'm putting it like 1, 2, 3. It should be in my vocation. It should be in my family. It should be everything I do should show my faith in Christ. Now, I think we talk about balancing a line in a lot of things, especially in the NFL. And what I've learned is to be bold in my faith, but that's not always by, and I'll share scripture and I'll share, my testimony and I'll share different things. And, but it's by how I act. And the big thing is loving my neighbor, loving my teammates, caring about my teammates, putting them before myself as Christ did. So it's using the examples that I learned from the Word of God. We had Lily, and I'm back in Philadelphia, and they're out there, and I'm able to come home from practice. And then ultimately at the end of the year, we win a Super Bowl, and I get to be on stage with my daughter. That was the coolest moment of my entire career, because that was the one thing when I was stepping away from the game that I knew I was going to regret. Because that was always my dream, to have a child while I'm playing. So to have that moment that God allowed me to have my daughter on stage to celebrate something that was impossible was truly amazing, because the most important thing was being a father to her, and obviously being a husband to Tori. What you're doing is providing for a child or an individual who literally cannot get around and walk, and something that a lot of us probably take for granted. Just by giving a little bit. I mean, and the crazy thing is about this technology is it's not expensive to create a wheelchair like Free Wheelchair Mission is doing. And that's what's amazing about it. And I know y'all have the statistics on how much each dollar provides, but it's really not crazy. And just to think that your money that you're giving, instead of maybe going out to dinner for one night, you're going to provide someone with a wheelchair for their life. I've always said, you got to look at the people that are driving the boat of an organization or a foundation or a church. You look at the people that are within it and how they act and how they love and how they serve. And where their heart is when they're doing it. And that's really the driving force, and that's where the discernment comes from. And then obviously praying about it. But I mean, as it pertains to football too, I've always said, like, you know, it's about the culture, it's about the people. It's not about the plays, it's not about anything else other than, you know, what are the people like when you go to work? Are they serving one another and loving one another, or are all they care about is themselves? Well, if all they care about is themselves, it's probably not going to be a successful business or a franchise in football. And throughout my career, that's been sort of the thing, is the best teams have always been the ones that serve one another and love one another. And what y'all are doing with Free Wheelchair Mission, serving people to give them an opportunity to have a wheelchair when they wouldn't, would they be, you know, hearing stories of people, you know, crawling on the ground and not able to move, and now they have a wheelchair. I mean, that's something that resonates with me, and what y'all are doing is truly amazing. And that's why Tori and I wanted to be a part of it.
We are grateful to Nick for being such a great ambassador for us. And I'm from Chicago, so go Bears. And now we're going live to Boise, Idaho, to check in with Idaho Believes, a group of ambassadors who are using football in a little different way to call attention to Free Wheelchair Mission. We have the group's founder, George Hage, a retired occupational therapist with us, who's been on 9 distribution trips. Hi, George. Where are you tonight?
We're at Trinity Fellowship Church, and I'm here with Pastor Donald Benabenga and the New Hearts worship team, Hearts of Praise.
Great. So we hear you have a goal to donate a wheelchair for every one of the 36,387 seats in Albertson Stadium at Boise State University. How are you doing with that goal?
Going well, but it is a big goal. And we actually started almost 16 years ago visiting different churches where I would share the story of the Free Wheelchair Mission. Our Hearts of Praise would do the worship at the church. And then Hernan Reyes, a mouth artist, would share his artwork. And Hernan Reyes was injured in a car accident 28 years ago, almost 28 years, and he broke his neck, paralyzed from the neck down, but he became an artist, and a very amazing artist. And so that's how he shares with the Free Wheelchair Mission. And we've had many other people over the years that have contributed with Idaho Believes. And so right now, Idaho Believes has raised enough for 22,421 people to have the gift of mobility, the gift of hope, and the gift of dignity. And right now, we're going to have our worship team sing a chorus in English and French.
Lord is good, He has done me well, oh my soul, rise up and praise the Lord. Il m'a fait du bien, mon amour, ne croyez pour le Seigneur. Hello, bonsoir.
That is great.
Amazing.
Thanks to Idaho Believes. We can't wait to celebrate you with you at the stadium when you reach your goal.
Such great stories, and they're very special to me because some of them are from Haiti. Hopefully, one of the stories from tonight will inspire you and your family and friends, your workplace, or other communities to step up in creative ways like Idaho Believes, who support our mission. You can check out our webpage to find out ways to get involved. And as we head into the final performance of our show with Grammy Award-winning For King and Country, let's do a quick check-in with Jim. Kind of afraid to, but let's do it. Jim, what's going on?
Nuka, it is amazing. I mean, I am so excited about this. I might have to just dance at the end with For King and Country. I mean, this is that good. If you recall where we were before, guys, we're at 12,761. So let me just share with you just a couple of the quick stories. But by the way, before I do, I understand that Clark Cashin is not at Hangar 24. Something about the guys wanted to say to Clark that, is that leash still around your neck? I don't know. Anyways, private joke, I guess. Anyways, the other thing is I want to let you know that a big one is Ann and Dan wants to thank their employees. Ann and Dan own a company called Fomet, and they want to make a donation of 1 wheelchair for every employee they have. Wait for this. They have 820 employees. So that's $57,600. Wendy Isabel has friends, and they're getting together, and they're donating 70 wheelchairs tonight in honor of her 70th birthday. Wow. Wendy, you look like you're 52. And I want you to know also that our corporate partner, Pyology, I think there's like 40 stores, corporate stores that are now run by this team in Southern California, and they agreed to pay Free Wheelchair Mission $1 for every drink purchased that has been going on for this period of time of this event. And we don't know yet what that number is, but what a commitment that is as well. So anyways, are you ready for the total? This will be amazing. If you recall, we were looking for tonight 2,875 chairs. We've actually kicked this up. It's $1,365,000 for 17,070 chairs. We have ran by our goal times 2.5x, and the matching has all been used up. But listen to something else. The families got together and they wanted me to commit that in the next 10 minutes. Anything that comes in, even though their matching is exhausted, they're adding another $50,000 for some additional commitments that will come in between now and the next 15 minutes. Not only that, let me tell you, we pre-sold 1,700 tickets. When I say pre-sold, they were no charge, but we had 1,700 people registered for this event. 1,700. Guess how many people are watching right now? Just take a guess. Take a guess. Like 2,000 or 2,500? 23,000 people are online right now watching this. Now, I want you also to know, it's amazing. Now, I want you to know also that because of this blessing, and thank you, Lord, the switchboard's a little busy, as you can imagine. So what I want to really encourage you all is to go online. And when you go online, there's even a button where you can do a one-time gift for tonight, or there's a place that it shows monthly. And you can, regardless of which one you want to click, there is a box down below that has a place for you to type in a note. And if you're hesitant about, oh, I don't want to give because I don't want them to use my credit card and run it automatically because I want to talk to them because I have some special things, I want to use my donor advisory account or some of that nature, what you can do is you can go online, you can input that you want to give, you put the dollar amount in there, and then in the notes there, just explain, before you run my credit card, will you please call me? And we will work that out for you. What we want is before this event is over, that you get your commitment in, and we will follow up with you in the next few days to come to ensure that we honor the way you want to give, and you do not have to worry about your credit card being ran without your permission. Just write that explanation in that box, please, because the switchboard is pretty full with 23,000 people watching. So anyways, what a blessing, Nuka. What a blessing, David. Incredible. Things are going well. We have an extra 50 grand more to match. We're going to get to that 18,750 tonight. And then when we can this thing and it runs, and yeah, the matchings might be over, but the new goal is 2,100 wheelchairs. That's right. 2,100 wheelchairs. And where do we come up with that number? I just guessed it right now. Okay, so that's what we got. Back to you, David.
Jim, thank you so much. That is just mind-boggling.
Amazing.
Thank you to all of you. You're the ones that are making it happen. And now it's my pleasure to introduce For King and Country to wrap up our webcast.
Well, thank you very much, David. It's Joel and Luke here with For King and Country, and we are grateful to be a part of this very, very, very special event.
Yeah, and it feels like one of the great missions of Jesus was really fourfold, and it was to love the poor, the needy, the widows, and the orphans. And I feel as though you really, the poor and needy, those that have been struck with disability fall into those categories. And so good on you for fulfilling that mission. And we were able to go into the studio in Nashville here, where we are right now, and record a song virtually for you that hopefully in a unprecedented time like this in human history is something we can lean on. It's talking about how joy is not just an emotion. It's not just something that we feel, but it's a choice day by day. And there are so many heroes like yourself that enact that. So this is dedicated to you all at the mission, and sending our love to you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ladies and gentlemen, we usually have a gospel choir on this song. It's a simple 3-letter word, joy. So if you are prone to singing or not, why don't you go ahead and sing along, because we have no gospel choir here.
Lately I've been real, watching the nightly news. Can't seem to find the rhythm, just wanna sing the blues. Feels like a song that never stops. Feels like it's never gonna. Gotta get that fire back in my bones before my heart turns into stone. So when somebody please pass the megaphone, I'll shout it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hear my prayer tonight. I'm singing to the sky. Give me strength to raise my voice. Let me testify. Oh, hear my prayer tonight. 'Cause this is do or die. The time has come to make a choice, and I choose joy. Let it move you. Let it move. Let it move. Let me hear you. Yeah, I choose joy. My eyes are full of light, but now that I am older, I live at the speed of light. Feels like the cycle never stops. Feels like it's never gonna. Gotta get that fire back in my bones before my heart turns into stone. So when somebody please pass the megaphone, I'll shout it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hear my prayer tonight. I'm singing to the sky. Give me strength to raise my voice. Let me testify. Oh, hear my prayer tonight. 'Cause this is do or die. The time has come to make a choice, and I choose joy. Let it move you. Let it move. Let it move you. Come on. Yeah, I choose joy. Let it move you. Let it move. Let it move. Joy down in my heart to stay. I need the joy down in my heart
If you believe it, sing it out.
I need the joy down in my heart to stay. I need the joy down in my heart to stay. Yeah.
All right, so this is the part where we want to see some moving. We want to see some grooving. You got it, man? Yeah. All right, I want to see some moving and grooving by you, man.
Yeah, I choose joy. Oh, so let it move you. You let it move. Oh, let it move you. Yeah, I choose. Let it move you. Oh, let it move. Yeah, let it move you. Though I walk through the valley in the shadow of night, though it's still by my side, I'm stepping into the light. I choose joy. Let it move you. Let it move. Let it move you. I need the joy down in my heart to stay. I need the joy down in my heart down in my heart to stay.
Well, once again, thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of this event, and hopefully we'll get to see all of you folks sometime in the near future.
Absolutely. Cheerio.
So how are we doing?
Well, first we got to thank For King and Country, because tonight was filled with joy.
Yes, it was.
For all of the recipients who received a wheelchair. And from the bottom of my heart, and on behalf of the Free Wheelchair Mission team, I just want to thank everybody who joined into this webcast tonight. It means so much to our team. Jim, what do you think? How do you think we did?
Want the number right now, and it's still going on. So they used up that $50,000 additional match. Okay. This, of course, is not the match money. The match comes, so we're at 18,016 wheelchairs.
Wow.
$1,445,000.
Oh, just a little
so
bit to go.
Just a ways to go. We need to dance a little bit, so we give them like 3 more minutes, 2 more minutes, so that we can get this to the goal of 18,750 in the next 2 minutes. You guys will do that, and in exchange for that, we will bless you with our dance moves. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So let's do it. Go. Do we have any music? Do we have any music?
Okay.
Are we done? Do we keep going? What do we got? A couple minutes?
We're going to keep going.
Joy,
so
joy.
Thank you
down in
for
my
your
heart.
generosity.
Down in my heart.
Thank you for lifting with us. And we'd like to thank our corporate sponsors and all of our sponsors for tonight's evening.
Down in my heart.
Okay. One more step down. I think we're going to let you say the last word.
Well, David, you know, there's not going to be any last word from us, because you know what our vision is. Our goal is that everybody who needs a wheelchair in this world will have one. And that's not going to happen for a while, but we've got 18,750 closer, and it's not over yet. So I just want to thank everybody who tuned in tonight to watch us. I want to thank everybody who is being watched, all the performers, all the volunteers, all the people from around the world who participated. I'm praying for you to be well tonight and to stay well, you and your families. And I pray for the wheelchair recipients. They're actually probably feeling that maybe we're going to be successful and maybe we'll get a chair for them tonight. And I bet we will get to many. But what we want all our recipients to know is that when they're sitting in our wheelchairs, they're sitting in God's hands, and that they feel God's love. So good night to all of you, and God bless all of you.
Well, we just found out that we reached it. We are 12 wheelchairs short of reaching it. I think we can throw that in. 18,738 wheelchairs. So that's
750.
Well, yeah, but we're 738. We're 12 wheelchairs short. We're calling it. We made it. We made it. $1.5 million. Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Great night. Thank you so much.
Joy down in my heart. Down in.
Okay.
Siabonga kakhulu iwheelchair nibe kune. Bye bye.